Because they'll let any idiot have a podcast.
You're listening to Pato, the Ghost Riders Show. You're listening to Pato, the Ghost Riders Show.
Hey everybody, welcome to today's podcast, and thank you for tuning in. Today's podcast is a belated story time, something that I was supposed to do yesterday, but because it's been a hectic time at work, and it's been a week, with everything that's been going on, I was not in the right frame of mind to do a story, because what can I say? Everything that's been going on in the news, unless you don't have a heart, I was affected. It affected me pretty bad. So, hopefully things are getting on the right path. Obviously, I don't want this is no political stuff today. I just want to relax and have a fun story time. And, speaking of fun story times, Twitter. I've already talked about how I'm hooked on hashtagging and playing games on Twitter, which originally I was supposed to use the account to promote the podcast, right? But I can't help it. It's like I go in there, my intentions are to put, hey, I uploaded an episode, blah, blah, blah. And I do sometimes, but most of the times it's like, okay, let's play the next hashtag game. And that's what I do. So bottom line is, you might be going like, man, this guy is hooked. He's addicted. He needs help. Let me tell you, and let me reassure you, no, I don't. I am not one bit hooked. The fact that I'm checking Twitter every 30 seconds does not make me hooked on it. And I've only been doing that since December, so it's not like I'm hooked or anything. I can quit anytime I want to. No issues. Hold on, let me check this tweet. I'm just kidding. Bottom line is, what I love about Twitter is that you can interact with people from everywhere, all walks of life, and it's funny because I've got the chance to interact with one of my favorite comedians. And one of my favorite comedians, I say one of them because there's a lot of great comedians out there, but this guy, he doesn't know it because we've never personally met or anything like that. Obviously not, he's a famous dude, and I'm just part of the Ghost Rider over here in the Boondocks doing my podcast. But this guy, Darren Carter, the party starter. If you don't know who he is, where the heck have you been? I almost forgot I don't cuss in this one, right? Okay, today I'm gonna bend that rule a little bit. No F-bombs, no nothing, but the word bullshit will come along. And if you know Darren Carter, and now you know his routine, or one of his routines he used to do back in the day, and the universal bullshit sign. Well, I got the chance to interact with this cat here, it's pretty cool. He's got a podcast, by the way, right now, Pocket Party Podcast. Check it out on YouTube. It's pretty funny and pretty interesting because, obviously he's like on 9th episode, and I just started this podcasting thing, in December? And so it's like, it's kind of cool because, obviously he's got an advantage because he is Darren Carter. But what I'm saying is, it's pretty cool. I got the chance to interact with him on Twitter, and he said, people that retweet couple things there, just a couple things you had to do, and he would give a shout out on his podcast. And I was like, well, maybe he will, maybe he won't, but hey, what the heck, And I'm very supportive. You got a podcast, I'll retweet you, I'll do whatever I can, because that's how I feel. I'm not that jealous type, like, hey, competition. I think, hey, everybody has their part to play, and this is my podcast, and if you retweet me or if you tell somebody about it, hey, by all means, it makes me happy. But like I said, I won't hesitate to promote you. You know what I'm saying? You got a podcast, I'll put you out there. And like right now, this cat, this comedian guy, well, like I said, one of my personal favorites, has that one, Pocket Party Podcast. And no, he's not paying me to or anything like that. I'm just doing this because I think it's cool, because hey, it's fun cat. So like I said, I've been listening to him for quite a while. In fact, a few years back when I was a younger youngster, I got in trouble because part of his routine, one of his routines that I really liked, and I took it to work because I took the DVD. Back then, the internet was not as effective as it is. No, we did not have smartphones. So we had a portable DVD player at at the place where I used to work at. So I took this DVD that, I can't remember the name of it, but it had a bunch of comedians, and one of them was Darren Carter. And he had his routine going with the universal bullshit sign, which is like the horn, making the bull horns, and then with the other hand in the bottom, like with the fingers, like crap, like bullshit. Look it up on YouTube, the Darren Carter, and put Darren Carter, and this is gonna sound funny, but this is how I looked it up. Don't take it. The Darren Carter bullshit sign, and it took me to his routine, and it was pretty cool to watch it. But bottom line is, everybody at that site where I worked embraced the universal bullshit sign. For whatever thing that happened, somebody called in, said he was being late because he had to drop off his kid at school and traffic was horrible, blah blah blah. It would be like, hey, Joe's gonna be late, so can you stay a few more minutes? He said it's traffic and this and that, and I'd be like, yeah, I'm staying. But of course then I do the universal bullshit sign and go like, bullshit. Or dude is calling off, says he's sick, blah blah blah, bullshit. Or the boss wants you to do extra rounds and blah blah blah, and then we're like, this is bullshit. We were just doing that. And check this out. In fact, obviously, I normally don't do this, but I took this little tidbit here, so I'm gonna let you check it out. Hold on.
Wouldn't that be great if the next time somebody lies to you, I pop up from behind letting you know it's not the truth, right? They're like, lie, lie, lie. I'm like, monkey.
As you can see, well, if you know Darren Carter, you're familiar with that routine. If you don't know him, go to YouTube, check it out. And check out his podcast too, Pocket Party Podcast. It's a pretty awesome guy. So anyway, I'm interacting with him on Twitter, and he said he will send out a shout out if people did that, which I'm surprised he did. Check this out.
I got D_Ghostwriter. I got at Rig RM, probably Ramirez.
Okay, you heard it. Bottom line is he did as he said. That's episode 9, Pocket Party Podcast, which is pretty cool. But so anyway, without deviating from the story time, and just sending some promotion over his way. Bottom line is, Darren Carter got me in trouble because, like I said, I brought the DVD, so everybody there blamed me for that. I blamed Darren Carter for coming up with that routine. But one time we got in trouble because we embraced the bullshit, a universal bullshit sign thing there at that site. And what happened is, the boss guy that we had did something really stupid, got fired. So they sent a new boss. And the new boss showed up one day and called us all in, and sit around. We all sat around in like a circle. And he's in the middle there, and he's introducing himself. I'm Joe Blow from blah blah blah, and I did 40 years in the military, 40 years in PD over here, for another 40 years in the U.S. Marshals, and blah blah blah, and I rescued 17 presidents, and blah blah blah. And okay, I'm exaggerating, but basically what he was telling us that he did, how he chose to introduce himself, very egotistical, very. Well, so we're sitting down. We're trying to be as respectful as possible. There was like 4 of us. And of course, I'm sitting across from this person that he's no longer with us. He passed away a few years ago. May he rest in peace. But Ken, I'll say his name because I'm sitting across from Ken, and I cross my arms, cross my legs very casually, just trying to be. And I place my arms in the universal bullshit position. So I got the horns and the fingers in the bottom. And I'm sitting there as this guy is just talking and telling us how awesome he is and why he's qualified to be our new boss. So all of a sudden, the old guy glances and looks at my arms in the position, and he loses it. He just belted out a laugh. And I mean, one thing about Ken's laugh, he had this Santa Claus like laugh where he laughs and you can't help but laugh. I mean, and we're all laughing because Ken is laughing, and the guy is like, did I say something funny? Blah blah blah, this and that. So needless to say, we were his we were on his shit list. I mean, bottom line. From that point on, every time he showed up and did inspections on our site, he was looking for any little detail to get us in trouble because he thought we laughed at him, which we kind of did, but it wasn't my fault. If Darren Carter hadn't come out with his bullshit routine, I would have never done that at work, and Ken wouldn't have laughed and caused everybody else to laugh because his laughter was contagious. So we didn't have the technology. It'd be awesome to have his laughter recorded. But that's the story time. So yeah, we got a talking to, and from that point on, that guy was a hard ass with us because he thought we were a bunch of a-holes that laughed at him, which I guess in retrospect we were. All right, that's been story time for today, and I showed you the clip. He said he would give shout outs to his supporters, and which is pretty freaking awesome. I like I said, hey, that's my claim to fame there. Darren Carter, the party starter, gave a shout out to D_Ghostwriter, which by the way is my Twitter handle if you don't know, and you can get at me there. Pot of the Ghostwriters saying goodbye. But before I go, live each day like it's your last one, because it very well could be. Take the time to be with your loved ones because, hey, that's the kind of stuff that makes life worth living. Being with them, telling them you love them, telling them to do the dishes, make your bed, and all that kind of junk that they roll their eyes at when you tell them to do. Yeah, that's the kind of stuff that makes life worth living. Till next time, see ya.